Within the quiet confines of his worn-down office, tucked away in the back alleys of Warren City, Orion Mallory pored over the chilling chronicle of newspaper clippings. His pale fingers danced over the pages, tracing the sinister inked headlines that screamed of gruesome murders tied to the local police station. His eyes, gleaming with determination beneath the light of the solitary desk lamp, scanned the peculiar details etched on each victim. An eerie mark, as if a cryptic emblem seared onto the flesh, was the common thread tying these otherwise disparate souls. His scarred palms, a tangible testament to his tumultuous past, grazed over the faded edges of a photo showing one such emblem. The mark, a vortex-like pattern filled with inhuman symbols, triggered something primal within him. His heart pounded in his chest, the rhythm of his own fear and the echoes of traumatic memories battling within him. As he studied the symbol, the air grew colder. The solitary lamp flickered as if struggling against an unseen force. His office was an antiquated labyrinth of scattered files, books filled with arcane knowledge, and the scent of countless sleepless nights. His police scanner, an aged relic always buzzing with the city's murmurs, provided a ghostly chorus to the haunting silence of the night. His solitude was punctuated by the shrill ringing of his office phone. "Mallory," a voice crackled on the other end, coarse and cloaked in melancholy. It was the city coroner, a weary man burdened by the city's unending dance with death. His voice spoke of another body discovered, another soul lost to the spiraling madness engulfing Warren City. Orion held his breath, his fingers tightening around the receiver. "Any markings?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. He already knew the answer, yet the necessity of his question, the hope that he could be wrong, made him voice it. "The same, Orion," the coroner replied, a heavy sigh punctuating the confirmation. He hung up, the confirmation of his worst fears echoing in the silence of the room. The night seemed darker, the whispers of his city now painted with an ominous hue. He looked down at his cluttered desk, at the grotesque tapestry of death and the unknown stitched together by the newspaper clippings. His trauma and his pursuit of justice were now intertwined in a dance as old as time. The scent of the unknown was stronger now, pulling him down a path paved with uncertainties and monstrous possibilities. As he put on his coat, preparing to venture into the heart of Warren City's impending nightmare, he paused. The darkness outside seemed to pulse with anticipation, his reflection in the glass staring back at him with a grim determination. A shadow of his past, a harbinger of his future. The journey was only just beginning. His city needed him, needed the kindness and resilience of his heart to unravel the truth buried beneath the series of murders. The once bustling Warren City police station now stood silent as a mausoleum, its stone edifice casting monstrous shadows on the snow-sprinkled streets. The ice-cold touch of winter gnawed at the towering walls, a biting frost turning the once welcoming building into a foreboding stronghold. As Orion Mallory crossed its threshold, the tangible aura of past tragedies clung to him like an unyielding specter. Inside, the air was stale, tainted with the faint traces of fear and lingering despair. Echoes of frantic calls, cries for help that had once filled the station, now hung silent in the air, replaced by an oppressive stillness. The reception area, once a beacon of hope, now echoed with a grim silence, broken only by the intermittent chirps of a neglected police scanner. Faded photographs of fallen officers gazed at him from the walls, their solemn expressions reflecting a stark reality. He navigated the labyrinth of sterile corridors and barren cells, each room whispering tales of the victims whose lives were prematurely extinguished. And yet, in the eerie quiet, there was a cacophony unheard, a symphony of sorrows that had played within these walls. His path led him to the evidence room, a tomb of forgotten stories. Amidst the dust-coated shelves and dimly lit rows, he found it, a book as ancient as it was enigmatic, its leather-bound cover weathered by the cruel hands of time. In its presence, the room pulsed with an energy that seemed almost alive, resonating with the cryptic symbols engraved upon it. The moment his fingertips grazed its leathery surface, he felt a jolt, a primal fear mingling with insatiable curiosity. His heart pounded as he leafed through the brittle pages, revealing an eldritch lexicon filled with terrifyingly beautiful illustrations and runic script. They were echoes of the symbols seared onto the victims. In this abhorrent language of cosmic horrors, he discovered the narrative of a monstrous ritual and the prophecy of a cataclysmic event. The aura of the book seemed to thicken the air, an uncanny presence warping the edges of his reality. The station, once a paragon of order, was now a shrine of the chaos that the tome prophesied. It was an unsettling realization that sent shivers spiraling down his spine, awakening the haunting specter of his traumatic past. He felt the trauma creep into his heart, twining with the newfound fear, a symphony of ancient horrors and personal nightmares playing a sinister harmony. As he delved deeper into the arcane knowledge, the realm of the unknown whispered back, unveiling an abyss that existed alongside his reality, one he could neither ignore nor escape from. The unseen shadows were now tangible. His descent into the heart of cosmic terror had begun. The book lay open in his hands, its cryptic pages now the roadmap to an impending doom. His resolve strengthened, his gaze firm as he peered into the abyss, ready to plunge deeper into the cosmic enigma that was threatening to consume Warren City. The world as Orion Mallory knew it began to blur and shift, merging with the grotesque ballet of cosmic horrors unveiled by the ancient tome. The city, his city, pulsated with an alien rhythm, a macabre dance visible only to his now open eyes. His nights became a theater of nightmares, the writhing forms of eldritch horrors leaving their haunting imprints on his dreamscape. The book had unleashed a torrent of unseen shadows that insidiously seeped into his everyday life. The once familiar faces of Warren City transmuted into spectral masks of dread, their laughter twisting into screams that reverberated within the cavernous chambers of his mind. His office, once a sanctuary, now bore the phantom whispers of the cosmic horrors. The scattered files and newspaper clippings seemed to mutate under the sallow glow of the desk lamp, their ink bleeding into grotesque shapes that mirrored the otherworldly illustrations within the tome. His police scanner, once a comforting white noise, now churned with the twisted cadence of a language that echoed from an abyss beyond his reality. The horror and fear had bled into his demeanor, stripping him of his gentle charm. He was changing. His once vibrant eyes were now akin to the obsidian night, harboring the unsettling calm of the cosmic abyss. His laughter, once a melody that breathed life into the mundane, had morphed into an echo, a hollow sound that ricocheted off the now desolate walls of his office. Ella, the gentle librarian who had admired his resolve and selflessness, watched with growing concern as he waded further into the mysterious darkness. Her heart ached at his transformation, an echo of the Orion she knew desperately clinging to the edges of his now obscure presence. "Orion," she voiced one day, her concern woven into the syllables. "You're losing yourself to this insanity." Her words hung heavy in the stale air of the office, a plea to his fading humanity. He turned to her, the calmness of his gaze a stark contrast to the chaos that his life had become. His lips moved to form a hollow assurance, a ghost of the comforting words he would have once offered. But words failed him, his voice swallowed by the eerie silence of the room. He was sinking further into the cosmic abyss, his sense of self becoming a flickering beacon in the heart of an insurmountable darkness. His humanity was gradually succumbing to the cosmic horrors, the eclipse of his reason imminent. Once the guardian of Warren City, he was spiraling into a vortex of madness, his soul resonating with the eldritch pulse of the cosmic entities. The unseen shadows danced around him, beckoning him further into the impending doom. The stage was set, the descent into cosmic horror inescapable. The dreaded day prophesied by the ancient tome arrived, casting its long and monstrous shadow over Warren City. The sky bore an unnatural hue, an unholy amalgam of colors unseen in the human spectrum, resonating with the growing terror that had gripped the city. The buildings, once the epitome of humanity's endeavor, now stood as brittle monuments on the precipice of the unknown. His mind now a battleground of fear and curiosity, Orion stood at the epicenter. The alien rhythm of the cosmic horrors coursed through his veins, intertwining with his fading humanity. His eyes mirrored the malevolent sky, the obsidian depth now brimming with an otherworldly energy. Ella stood beside him, her heart pounding a desperate plea in her chest. Her fingers grazed his, an attempt to tether the man she admired to the realm of reality. But he was no longer just a man. His existence had transcended the boundary of the mortal realm, his being resonating with the ancient entity the tome had revealed. His transformation had reached its zenith. The Orion she knew was eclipsed by a figure consumed by the cosmic terror, a terrible and fascinating spectacle. His face, once a canvas of compassion and resolve, now held an eerie tranquility, a calm in the eye of the cosmic storm. His voice, once a comforting melody, now echoed with the ancient cadence of the eldritch horrors, a chilling symphony to the impending cataclysm. The cosmic event reached its apex, the invisible veil between the realms wavering, threatening to collapse under the weight of the alien entities that clawed at the edges of reality. Orion, with the ancient tome in his hands and the cryptic symbols etched onto his skin, was the key, a pivotal figure tethered between two realities, his existence a bridge to the cataclysmic event. With a final glance towards Ella, he stepped into the vortex, his form blurred and twisted, merging with the cosmic entity that awaited his surrender. His humanity, a fading ember amidst the cosmic inferno, was extinguished as he became one with the entity. His echo remained, a haunting memory in the heart of Warren City, a testament to the man who had willingly embraced the cosmic terror to shield his city from the unknown. The confluence of realities marked the end of Orion Mallory and the birth of a new entity, a blend of human and cosmic horror that disappeared into eternal darkness. The city, once teetering on the brink of annihilation, was left in disarray. The echoes of the cosmic horror, a chilling reminder of the terror that lurked on the periphery of their reality. The cosmic horrors may have receded, but their whispers remained, forever echoing in the unseen shadows of Warren City. We appreciate you tuning in. If you fancied the content, show your support with a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to keep up with our eerie adventures. Eldritch Tales Factory has plenty more to offer. Until next time.